Good day. Welcome to this meditation experience. Lovely that you're able to join us. We will travel together yet alone into an inner experience. And today I thought we could explore this idea of silence. We hear so many beautiful things about silence with respect to self-care, spirituality, insights, that silence nurtures and it heals and it's chocolate for the soul. And yet it seems so far away. Am I able to easily access that silence? That's the question. And for that, I'll probably need to know what it is and how to reach it. So very simple. We're not referring to a physical silence, although a quiet space can be very helpful when I'm first starting to access that true silence. So it's wonderful if you're able to create a space like now where you're not too easily distracted. But eventually, I want to be in so-called noisy external spaces and still able to touch that true silence. So we're looking at something that isn't physical as our objective. And it's obviously something I'm going to try to do by going inwards. So something I access through my inner world. And that makes it easy because again, it will be portable or mobile. I can access it anytime, anywhere, which is great because we recently had a lesson on the power of silence, that it makes the impossible possible, that when I feel overwhelmed, I can touch that true silence and it will empower me to be able to move forward. So I want it to be something that's portable, mobile, that I can use as I walk and move around. So let's experiment. Let's go inwards and see what we each discover for ourselves. Again, we invite you to be seated comfortably. And if you want to try with the eyes open, that will very much deepen your experience at this time. So you can experiment with the eyes open in a natural way. And maybe taking a moment or two to ensure the body is truly comfortable, no hidden tension. So taking a breath, a natural breath in, and then that slow release of air from the lungs that helps me to slow down on a deeper level. And again, another breath in, and again, a slower exhale, like magic, helping me to not just let go of tension in the body, but maybe let go of what's not really necessary to think about now, helping me to be more present and shifting the focus from the breath of the body to that place behind the forehead, my inner world, that space with so much activity, thoughts and feelings, ideas, dreams, memories, attitudes, perspectives, perceptions, all the invisible stuff that shapes how I feel, how I experience the outer world. And even if I'm in a physically quiet place, my inner world can become quite noisy. I take a moment now to measure the noise in my inner world? Is it very noisy? Lots of thoughts or worries or what we call stress? Or is it pretty quiet, feeling calm? Assessing, measuring the noise level of my inner world. It's not a physical noise. It's the experience I'm having relative to peace. How close is my inner world to that inner peace, inner calm, inner quiet, inner simplicity? Measuring the degree of silence in my inner world. How close is it to serenity? The thoughts will be few, the feelings will be calm, and I will feel very clear. There will be clarity. How can I bring my inner world closer to that kind of silence? It's very simple. With respect to my inner world, silence is created or destroyed depending on how much of the temporary and how much of the eternal is occupying my inner world. Am I focusing more on what is temporary, or am I focusing more on what is eternal? I experiment now, focusing more on what is eternal. Everything outside of the self, everything in the physical world is temporary. And when I focus there on the roles, responsibilities, activity, even relationships, all the stuff that comes and goes, there's a lot of noise in my inner world. And it can lead to stress and fear and worry, anxiety. So let me look in a different direction, away from the physical towards the non-physical or eternal, that which is timeless, beginning with myself, my timeless identity. Nothing to do with anything that is temporary. Nothing to do with the physical body and its features, the name, the gender, the culture. Nothing to do with any of that. Nothing to do with relationships. Those are constantly changing after a while. Or possessions, or even roles I play, positions, status. Nothing to do with all the various ways we tend to think about ourselves. I let those all go, as if dropping them into a vast ocean and watching them merge. And what emerges from the ocean is a single pearl, that timeless experience of the self that endures through all the changes outside. I have been, I am, and I will always be a soul. Life. I, the soul, the living being, an invisible, tiny, and eternal point of living energy. Such remarkable energy am I able to think and feel and reason, discern, decide, express, create. I am such unique energy, all concentrated into a tiny, invisible spark of spiritual light. Very delicate, but very powerful. I hold this very subtle experience of myself gently in the hands of my own mind, allowing it to sink in. This is who and what I am eternally. And the longer my mind is able to hold these thoughts and the associated feelings, I notice my mind becoming more and more calm, slowing down, a beautiful silence flooding through my own mind just by remembering my eternal identity. It's not an emptiness, this silence. It's very rich. It's charged with such a sense of freedom, of lightness, cooling and slowing my own mind down, filling my inner world with an almost golden silence. Very sweet, very nourishing, almost healing. So different from the noisiness that can be in my mind. If I feel it starting to subside, I just come back to that point, that pearl, who and what I am. A beautiful, remarkable, almost magical spark of living energy. Within me is contained the most sought after resources in the world, the things I might have looked for outside in a very noisy or demanding way. Love, truth, harmony, joy, kindness, all concentrated within me. And that creates contentment, the very essence of true silence, deep, deep well-being, contentment, complete freedom from seeking, grasping, demanding, manipulating, begging, wanting. Deep, deep contentment, fulfillment, a very sweet state of being completely comfortable and at peace with the self. And so my next experiment, and I hold this feeling as I come into physical sound. That will be my experiment during the day, bringing the sound of silence into physical sound. Om Shanti.